Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5.
This is not another COVID.
The head of the UN Health Agency has said there is no sign of a larger Hantavirus outbreak after the evacuation of the last passengers from a disease-stricken cruise ship. But the World Health Organization's chief warned the situation could change and there could still be more confirmed virus cases. The MV Hondius left Spain's Tenerife island on Monday and is sailing to the Dutch port of Rotterdam. 2 flights with the final group of 28 passengers landed in nearby Eindhoven. 3 people have died after travelling on the ship. An American and a French national who previously returned home have tested positive. Overall, 7 cases have been confirmed. Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni has been sworn in for a record 7th consecutive term, following his landslide victory in disputed elections in January, extending his tenure as one of Africa's longest-serving rulers. Heavy security, including armoured tanks, were deployed in the capital Kampala ahead of the inauguration in what police said were measures intended to maintain public order. In his inaugural address, Museveni said his new term should be regarded as a time for no more sleep for all Ugandans. People should focus on creating more wealth and jobs and build on the progress made in the last 40 years, he said. A Filipino senator who oversaw former President Rodrigo Duterte's deadly war on drugs has taken refuge inside the country's Senate hours before the International Criminal Court unsealed a warrant for his arrest. Ronald De La Rosa, the bald man in the video here, was seen fleeing into the Senate as officers chased after him. He narrowly escaped and was placed under protective custody. Police later said they would not arrest him while he was in the custody of the Senate. De La Rosa is accused of killing at least 32 people between 2016 and 2018 as an indirect co-perpetrator of Duterte's anti-drugs campaign, in which thousands of alleged drug dealers were shot and killed.
Go to our dumping sites.
French President Emmanuel Macron interrupted a speaker on stage at the Africa Forward Summit in Nairobi to ask the audience to remain quiet. Macron urged those holding side discussions to continue them outside or in bilateral meeting rooms.
Excuse me, everybody. Hey! I'm sorry, guys, but it's impossible to speak about culture, to have people like that super inspired coming here, making a speech with such a noise.
The French leader is in Kenya for the Africa Forward Summit, which has brought together more than 30 African leaders, business executives and young entrepreneurs, as France seeks to strengthen economic and political ties across the continent. Kenya's President William Ruto, who is co-hosting the 2-day summit, shared his sentiments, adding that Africa must help shape the emerging global order rather than remaining on its margins. The Mexican government has cancelled plans to end the school year more than a month early to ease traffic during the FIFA World Cup and an anticipated heat wave. Mexico is due to co-host the football tournament with the United States and Canada from the 11th of June to the 19th of July. The reversal comes after an outcry by parents who warned that it would disrupt their children's studies. Many families also said they had been thrown into a tailspin trying to arrange for weeks of childcare to cover the early finish. After the U-turn, classes will now finish on the 15th of July. Online marketplace eBay has rejected a $55.5 billion takeover offer from video game retailer GameStop, calling it unsolicited and neither credible nor attractive. Analysts had expected the offer to be rejected as GameStop is much smaller than eBay, which said there was uncertainty over how the deal would be financed. Although eBay has suffered in recent years due to more competition from online sellers like Amazon, Etsy and Temu, it insisted its turnaround plan was working. And Donald Campbell's restored Bluebird craft has been fired up on Coniston Water for the first time since the Daredevil pilot's fatal crash on the lake almost 60 years ago. He had been attempting to push his world speed record past 300 miles per hour when the jet engine hydroplane called K7 somersaulted, killing him instantly. Its mangled wreckage was recovered in 2001, with the craft handed to Coniston's Ruskin Museum 2 years ago. Campbell's daughter Gina said she was blown away to see it running on the lake once more.
I'm speechless, and that's something for me to be speechless, to see her out on the water again here at Coniston, and the effort and the energy that has gone into this by the Ruskin Museum. I just can't thank everybody enough.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.